That's exactly what we need here on the After Show, but later. It's your boys D. It's El Cucuy, episode number 281. 281, right? Here we are. The After Show, but later. We got a lot for you planned today. We are excited to be here with you guys, and we thank you for joining us live. It looks like we have 115,000. Have you checked out the link, Cucuy, so you can see the chat?
Oh, I'm in it. What's up, cool. D? What's up, Cucuy? What's up, cool, Andrew?
All right, so...
Matter of fact, and this is for the millions of future cats out there waiting.
Okay.
You know what? I might have to start doing that.
What?
Since your favorite word is dog.
Okay.
And Fresno Bulldogs.
Real quick. And it's up to you how you want to look on screen, but you're leaning back hella hard, so you look tiny. So it's up to you. You'll see it in the chat, right? I mean, in the link right now, but it's up to you. So just carry on. My bad.
I'm watching. I see it.
All right.
But because of politics and we didn't want to be affiliated in Fresno, the people I kicked it with stayed away from that word. Because if you use that word, you were affiliated with the Fresno Bulldogs. But one thing that we did use was cat. Look at this cat. Look at that cat. Cat. It's fucking, come on, cat daddy. What you doing over there?
Dog, if we ever rename the show, we'll call it Dogs and Cats.
It's called Cat Daddy.
Call it Dogs and Cats. That's what we got to call it. Because, I mean...
what was the other name? We already had a name.
I have to ask Kennedy. She remember?
But no, so that's what we used to say.
Bury it something. Bury it, boys? No, the Bury It Club. Wasn't that what it was?
The Bury It Club.
The Bury It Club. Coming soon to a podcast near you. The Bury It Club.
So I don't know. So I might have to start using the word cat.
All right. That's dope.
There's many forms. You know what a J-cat is, right?
Yeah. What's a J-cat now?
You don't know what a J-cat is?
Learn me something, dog. I don't know.
It's a prison term for someone that ain't right.
Okay, well, I never been to prison, so that makes sense.
And that, I mean, either. But it could go both ways. It means like someone, like a motherfucker talking to himself and he ain't right. Mm. That's a J-cat. Or it could always be someone that's just doing stupid, always find themselves into trouble, and someone you just want to stay away from because you're going to get caught up with them if you're with them. So the main term is someone that ain't right. A J-cat is someone that just ain't right. They ain't all the way right. You got to stay away because they ain't right. You don't know what's next. They're unpredictable. They're a J-cat. But it could also mean someone that just is a J-cat because they're always in trouble. And if you're with them, you stay away from them for a different reason because they're going to drag you into it. Yeah. Yeah. So you just want to stay away. If you ever hear that phrase, you just want to stay away from a J-cat because whatever it is, they're not good company or good news. Well, right? Yeah, whatever term or definition you want to pull out of that word, you go right ahead. But none of it all means get the hell away and don't kick it. Yeah. All right. Cool. So, but there's many forms of the word cat. So there's J-cat. There's cat daddy. You know, that's like a pimp. Cat daddy's a pimp. Yeah. There's cat and off. You know what cat and off is? You do it to hot chicks? No, you're around. You're catting off. You ain't really got to do, and you're just around catting off. And I ain't had nothing to do. My whole afternoon was free, so I'm going to the mall and I'm catting off. You know what I mean? Or I smoked a blunt and man, I got hungry, so I just went looking for food. Man, I was catting off. I didn't have to do. I was catting off. You're around. You're out there doing. I thought nobody was home, so I was catting off like that. Yeah, that could be it. I thought I heard a noise, so I had to put some clothes on because I was catting off. I might have to introduce that word cat to the show in all of its various forms. Yeah. All right. Catting off. All right. So I learned something new today, dog. I haven't heard catting off in a minute or ever. Or ever. Well, you're welcome. Yeah. So what is there? I would like to see where you would like to get started today. If not, I have plenty that I could remember. I have, so just let me know where you want to get started. I got plenty too, so go ahead and take the lead. All righty. Let me see. Where do I want to start? Okay. I'll start on the most recent one. Okay. So, like an hour ago, Covino and Rich, Fox Sports Radio, right? Yeah. Streaming on Fox Sports Radio, iHeart, the app, the whatever.
And there's some kid. Did you hear about the Paul Skeens card?
Yes, they got the kid got the card.
So there was some kid. I guess there was like a crazy card. If you're not, privy to the story, is that there was this one of a kind, one of one card that I guess Topps or one of the card makers put out, and it was this one of one $1,000,000,000 card to the point where the Pirates were like, whoever gets this card, we'll give them 30 years of free season tickets, and because we want that card. We'll, do A, B, and C. We'll give you...
Pirates want the card.
Because it's from the pitcher.
So wouldn't he want it more?
Probably, but I'm saying, dog, this is just the story so far.
Okay.
So they're saying we want it in our, in our lobby or whatever. So then this 11-year-old kid from LA gets it. And Rich, dog, and if you disagree, cool. I'm just telling you the story. I'm telling you why I disagree with Rich. So Rich goes, something about the parents, it being the parents' card. And Covino was like,
what do you mean being that way? I thought this kid pulled it.
Exactly. He bought it with his chewing gum money.
Yeah, let me interrupt real quick. I was a baseball card kid, and I don't give up. I would have ran away from home. My parents ain't taking my
Dog,
shit.
you could have bought your way. You could have bought a home next door.
No, but I would have did. My parents weren't taking. Why? No, that's some gangster. That's what parents do that put cable in your name when you're 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what kind of parent that is. You got 4 different social security numbers and 10 credit cards by the time you go to junior high. You try to buy your first car and you've already had 2.
Yeah, no, for sure. I want to find exactly what Rich had said because I know it was maybe, I don't know if Danny G's put up the episode yet, but it was literally the last 15 minutes of the show. And I was like, damn, maybe even closer than that. And so, hour 1, hold on, it's loaded.
Well, and not only that, bro, my dad never tried to manage my money, and maybe that's why I'm a hustler. My pops was never in my pockets as a kid. Kind of janky is that?
Yeah. As soon as I'll keep refreshing as we're talking, and as soon as hour 2 is loaded up.
Because think about the scenario. Let me give you 2 scenarios, right?
Go ahead, because I guarantee you I agree.
It's one thing if that kid, it's his card regardless. But I'll give you 2 scenarios, and I could maybe understand. No, I can't. But maybe I can. No, I can't. The first one.
Yeah.
Maybe grandma or pops or moms or someone gave him a box of cards for Christmas and he pulled it. And that's why they're trying to intervene because he doesn't know what to do with it. The second scenario is like me. I started hustling baseball cards when I was 6 years old, bro. But I didn't need them. My daddy didn't go with me to the card shop. And I understood how this worked. You have cards that are hot. They buy them off you for 50, 60 cents on the dollar. And that's how it works. So you either go around the neighborhood and try to trade off for all the good cards you know that they want, or you open packs and hope you're lucky and sell them back. But my pops didn't teach me that game. My dad didn't know about trading cards.
Yeah. And
I learned that.
Yeah. And so, Doug, it was like when Rich was and I'm like, damn it, I want the episode to be up so bad because does Covino got to give all his cards back to Big Steve? Yeah, it's Doug. So when Rich was saying it, he was saying it so matter-of-factly, like that's just what has to be done. And I'm like, when I was a kid, you know what? And I had $1 million card, obviously I would have broke off my parents, right? With the piece, but it ain't their money.
No, and I would have broke them off too.
Exactly. And depending on how much you want to break them off is up to you. If you're like, hey, I'm going to buy them a house, cool, or whatever, or even pay off the rest of their mortgage. They're your parents.
Just buy them a Kia. Throw them a Kia.
Throw them a Kia, pay off the rest of their mortgage, whatever. You could do it, dog. Now you have the ability, right? So to be, and Covino jumped in, and that's why I want to find it. So, I mean, that's why I wanted them to upload it so we could play it. But Covino was like, whoa, because Rich said it like, that's just what's going to happen. And Covino was like, what are you talking about? How the hell are you just expecting that the way Rich said it is like, so what do the parents do? You know, like, is it? And he was like, what do you mean? What do the parents do? You know, they hope this kid breaks them off. That's what they do. They better pray. That's what they do. Right. You know what I'm saying, Doug? And then Andrew, he makes a good point. He was like, I wouldn't be too excited for 30 years of Pirates season tickets. And that's the other thing that I thought, Doug. I was like, and they offered like...
You can't even sell those.
Doug, they offered also like, I don't know if it's like free batting practice with the management or something. I don't give if Paul Skeens was training me himself. I don't give
hookers.
I don't give a... That's my money.
That's a brand, and you can quote this. You can put it on whatever media, social you want to. That is a brand that has to be highlighted by the incentives. The brand is not enough to carry it.
100%. It's not like they're...
It's not.
Doug, I'm not even like a Yankees fan, but it's not like they're Yankees tickets or Lakers or Golden State Warriors. Teams with like Celtics, legacy teams and shit, like... Dog, it's the Pirates. Who gives a flying about the Pirates?
Kansas City Royals have won recently. It's Barry Bonds was a long time ago and no steroids.
Dog.
This ain't the late 80s and early 90s.
Have it.
Like,
it was just uploaded. Literally,
at least they got good colors though.
Let's hear this.
Black and yellow, black and yellow.
All right, do I have my Bluetooth set up? Let's see. Bluetooth. Roadcaster Duo. All right. Connect.
See, but me and Andrew got a different conversation with those last two comments.
Why? What did Andrew say?
He said, or the parents who make their kids drop out of high school to get a job. I don't think the parents should ever make the kid drop out of high school to get a job.
Yeah.
And I think you should probably encourage them to finish high school. But I didn't. Any success I've ever had in life did not come from the 9th to the 12th grade because I wasn't there.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're teaching in high school. High school doesn't mean nothing to me until they teach you how to balance a checkbook, how detrimental credit card rates are, how you can invest in the stock market and make that stuff mandatory. I don't see nothing because you can read, write, and do basic math by the time you're in 8th grade, and the computer Siri tells you everything else. There's AI out there. What the hell you need anything they teach you in high school for?
Yeah.
And the college is even worse. College is even worse, bro. I'm 4 classes from my 2-year business degree. And out of all that, my whole retail career, even though it was focused on business management, the one thing that helped me was the term kiss them, smack them, kiss them when you got to discipline somebody and basically just how to effectively communicate. There wasn't an iota of business that I learned that was applicable pretty much to the real life or to a hustler's mentality. It might be applicable to like a grocery store chain or like, but like it wasn't there.
Mm-hmm. Let me go ahead and play this right here. I got it because they just uploaded the episode.
We create opportunities.
Let's see.
That's where the all-new insurance business that supports its support team. Let me blow your mind. Court. Steve Cavino at. Don't even put me on the ballot. That key debut patch. Years, man.
All right, here we go.
Let's take it back because they want it for their own little, stadium display.
Also, they'll give you a softball game exclusive for 30 at PNC Park, plus coaching from the Pirates alumni.
And I get why they want it. Paul Skeens, big player. You're trying to create a legacy here. It's fun for the fans to see. Your own little piece of the history that in your mind you think is really yours, right? Well, but guess what? Some 11-year-old nose picker got it. Tops reported this morning, that an 11-year-old from Los Angeles, by the way, that's the key to the story, I think, pulled a 1 of 1. Let's remind ourselves, 1 of 1. There's not like, there's so many rookies. This is a 1 of 1 Skeens rookie card. Now, auction houses have been desperately trying to figure out, is this kid going to sell
Paul
it?
fucking Skeens. Just not jizz everywhere.
The card has the actual patch that they wear on the card, and it's autographed. So these are highly coveted cards. Now put that with this
Pause it for 1 second.
Name, it's worth even more. Yeah, plus the value.
Okay.
Is this Buto even going to the Hall of Fame, bro? Like, I know it's hot in the moment, but we're giving a lot of attention to something in the moment. Who the f is Paul Skeens? And is he going to be the next Roger Clemens?
I know. I mean, I know he's the man right now. I just don't know.
Oh, really? I didn't hear about him all postseason. Did you?
I heard about him a lot during the season.
So the one that don't count.
Yeah,
the one
and it could have been postseason. In his defense, I don't know. I don't follow football or baseball, so
Hey Siri, did the Pittsburgh Pirates make it to the playoffs this year? If not, what was their record?
The Pittsburgh Pirates last missed the playoffs in 2024. This answer is from Champ Sorcumsas.
What was the Pittsburgh Pirates record in 2024?
The Pirates finished at 76 to 86.
Bro,
That's fifth place in the NL Central.
they're not even 500. Why are we even talking about this?
We don't have to.
No, I'm just asking. I mean, I read it. I read it. Play this. I'm sorry. I just want to interrupt you for a second. Just play this. My bad.
It sounds like you're mad at the story. I'm just reporting. I'm just the messenger.
Hey,
the
D,
Pirates have created around it,
D,
and then even his
D,
girlfriend.
hold on, real quick.
Okay.
I'm not mad at the story. I'm wondering why it is a story.
Because he's
Like, we had an inauguration yesterday, and we're talking about an 11-year-old getting a baseball card.
all right. That was my story, dog. My bad.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
No,
but
that's what I mean. Go ahead. Then you bring the stories, dog. My bad. My story wasn't even about that. It was about Rich's response. But okay.
Continue. My bad.
Okay.
He'd come sit with me at a game and you gawk like a creepo.
Yeah.
It's an 11-year-old boy.
Libby
So
Dunn's involved. Everybody wants
there's
it.
so many questions I have, but I think the one question we'll try to sneak in. We have a minute. If you're this kid's parents, is it really your card, or are you gonna be like, "Hey, kid, you pulled it. Put away some for college, but if you want to buy, a PS5 and buy a new bike, like, is this kid gonna reap the benefits, or is this like a family prize?"
Give me a break. That's like if your grandma buys you some scratch-offs and you win, what, you got to split it with grandma? No, she bought it with the intent of if you win the money, you get it.
There's a difference of grandma
As a
buying
parent-
you a $5 scratcher versus
No.
this kid has this could be $1 million.
Oh, good. If you're a good
Dog. So if your grandma bought you a $5 scratcher and it was millions of dollars, now it's different. So the only reason Rich is saying it's different is because if it ain't worth, it's yours. So if he bought Ben a card for his birthday and it turns out that now it's worth, that guy has a heart attack on the pitcher's mound and dies, now it's worth $10 million. Rich is like, hey, if you Ben, that's my card. There's a term we used to have back in the 90s, a little phrase about somebody who would give people things and then take it back. I'm not going to say it now. It's not politically correct anymore. But I'm just saying.
Rich Davis giver?
Yeah. A Rich Davis giver. Thank you, dog. I knew you remembered what it was. A Rich Davis giver.
RDG.
Yep.
No, I agree, because I'll tell you where my mentality was at 11. You know what I was doing at 11 years old?
Girls and shooting people.
No, it's going to relate to the story perfectly.
What?
So my mom was born in a town called Gill, Colorado, which is about 10 minutes from Greeley. And that just happened to be where the Denver Broncos, John Elway, Bobby Humphreys, Tony Dorsett at the time, Carl Mecklenburg, Steve Atwater and the gang had training camp.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom was a big Bronco fan, so we would go there every summer. So when I was 11 years old, I was getting John Elway's autograph. I was going to the baseball card stores in my neighborhood that I went to all the time because I was a little hustler and they knew me. They were giving me not rookie cards, they're not crazy expensive John Elway. It wasn't the 85 tops, but I get a little 89 upper deck, or they give me a couple of cards, and I would go get these things autographed and charge them.
Mm-hmm.
That's where my mentality was as 11. You ain't taking my money from that card.
Yeah. Well,
my parents didn't even know what the hell was going on.
Well, if Rich was your dad, he would be taking that card back, dog, and that would be Rich's card. And dog, that's what bothers me, is that until it's worth something, it's yours. Because he was like, oh, if the grandma gives you a $5 scratcher, yeah, but what if that scratcher hit $10 million? Now it's her card again, or her scratcher. That dog, this guy's on another planet.
Me and Rich Davis would have fought, dad or not. You're not taking my kid.
Yeah.
Like that. I don't think you understand what we're talking about here. That I grew up different. I'm from Fresno, California. Parent or not, that's an option.
Yeah.
I don't think you understand. I'll get that card out of here quicker than you won't know. And I will ditch school and go sell that myself and take off with the money. Like, I'll jam, bro. I don't think you understand. I was 12 years old, 13. I was riding across town on the bus for 45 minutes on the Fresno City bus. Like, we ain't the same as these little, like Cavino says, nose pickers.
Not like us. Is that what you're saying? Not like us?
All I'm saying is, without a doubt, number one, this is no attack to my pops, because my pops wouldn't even have tried to pull that.
Mm-hmm.
but no one would have took that card from me. And I would have survived whatever it took. You're not taking my card. And if that's going to be a problem, I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah. To me, dog, that was the conversation that got me like hella fired up, and it was only like an hour ago. But I was just like, this guy, is he serious, dog? Just because this kid, I don't know. Get emancipated.
Is that though because is he just making it up though? That's where, see, since he's already admitted to lying on air and like pushing stories, these are the stories that I wonder, is he just like, would he really do that?
I think so.
Or is he lying?
No, think about who, dog, in Rich Davis's life, who is the most important person?
Sarah.
No.
Rich
Davis, dog.
Right, you're right. You're absolutely right.
He's
probably one of the most selfish people I've ever come across in my life.
Oh.
You break the dick of your mic stand or what?
Yeah, dog, did you see it?
The mic stand went limp.
All right.
That Viagra wore off quick.
Yeah. All right, dog.
Better get some stem cells.
Yeah, I'll just do it like that. But damn it. All right.
But no, he's selfish. He's probably one of the most selfish people I've ever witnessed. And I don't know him. I just hear the things that come out of his mouth. And so that's how I know he's selfish, is because we don't even hang out. I just get to listen to him talk about him all day.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Dog, I have something else. There was another story or something that he said he was getting to today. And he was like, he told Covino like, oh, you keep interrupting or something. And then he didn't get to his story. And I was like, dog, remember how we were talking about how he avoids the conversation?
He avoids answering questions.
So he even avoided his conversation that he said he was going to have or whatever. So I was just like, again, rich being rich.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Anyway, dog, where do you want to go?
No, he's a question dodger professional. Like, he will literally make you forget you asked him a question.
Yeah.
He like circles around your comments, and then he circles back, and then he ties them together, and then he comes up with a theory all the whole time, avoiding answering your question directly.
100%. Yeah.
But I got one, since we're on the rich train right now.
Sure. Let's hear it.
Again, it's because he's selfish. He's about his mom and all the things that they ask her to do at work. Let me tell you something.
Doc, I didn't hear this. What day was this?
It's 100 degrees and they're making me go into gardening, or whatever she tells him, and this and that and the other. And here's the thing, dude. If you're there at 300 years old because you have to be, not because you want to be, that's the kind of that happens. That's why you follow Andrew's comment and stay in college.
Rich's mom is 300 years old? I didn't even know that.
Well, he's always bitching that they want her. She's in gardening. She's in lumber. She has to do this. She has to do that. You work for a team in a union. I managed union teams like that.
Covino lived in union.
That's why Covino gets it. But here's the thing, bro. If she's going to be employed and she has a title, you can't be like women rights and women this and women that and this and that and the other when it fits. It's a universal policy. So if her title is general clerk, and John of a similar age and JJ of 20 years younger have the same titles of general clerk, what do you think happens in a union environment if one general clerk can't do what the other two are expected to do? It has nothing to do with age. Because they don't ask her date of birth when she punches in. She types in an employee number, as does everybody else. And you're all a number in a system. And everyone in that system is supposed to equally contribute. And you're supposed to, it just is what it is. If you can't, here's how it works, Rich. I'm tired of hearing you about your mom, all right? Number one, she's in this situation for a reason. If she did all the right in life, she wouldn't be 900 years old in the garden center at Lowe's. Number one, okay, I worked in retail environments, and every store where that ended up with the old lady, the old man, you up. Okay, in life, that's how you ended up in the garden center when you're 204. All right. Number two, the way around this is to go get a doctor's note. If she can't perform an activity, she has to go get a doctor's note. and moaning doesn't qualify as she shouldn't be doing it. Okay. A doctor who's went to college, like Andrew said, for 7 years. All right. That guy's qualified to say that she can't lift more than 20 pounds or she shouldn't be in the heat for more than 30 minutes at a time without a 10-minute break. If you don't want your mom dealing with that, she needs to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
But the thing is, she hasn't gone to the doctor because all of her avoiding life choices are why she's in the garden center. There's an easy way around this, dude. If you can't perform a task, go to the doctor and get a note.
Andrew's saying, though, that the conversation was Rich was thinking she was lying.
It doesn't matter if she's lying or she's not. Because I think she's exaggerating. I don't think she's lying. Because from the leadership point of view, I could understand clear, firm communication of the job expectations and the requirements to do that job and what we need in that position. I don't think, again, being someone that came from managing union team members, I don't think they're saying, what, you're just too old to be in the garden center? Yeah, that part has to be an exaggeration because someone will get fired.
Yeah.
But I can clearly see them saying, Marianne, your job title says you're a general clerk. We fit you for a general clerk shift from 4 to 8 p.m., and that shift is in the garden center.
So I missed the story. Obviously, you and Andrew, you heard the story, or you guys both listened to it. What was the issue? They were telling her to do something, and because she's old...
There was a bigger story, but he was using her as an example, as he always does, about her complaining about being in the garden center at Lowe's.
So that was the complaint, is that she complains about having to do that her job requires?
I forgot exactly because I was working, so I was in and out of the conversation. Maybe Andrew can tell me what they were talking about that led to that. I just heard him, and the reason it bothered me is this isn't the first time I've heard Rich try to justify his mom shouldn't have to do certain things at Lowe's.
Yeah.
And so there's also an easier way, Rich, pay her bills. I mean, if it bothers you that much, help her out so she ain't got to work at Lowe's.
Yeah, for sure.
Fucking daddy big bucks.
Dog. Yeah, exactly, dog. And I'm not saying he has to.
I'm not either.
But, I mean, how much could her bills be, dog? And it's his mom, Well,
the thing is, look at the position you're putting the manager in.
Yeah.
This guy's got a team that's trying to keep everything smooth and keep the vibe of the culture good. And it's people like her that get up because they start moaning, I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that. And why should I this? And that brings the whole 65, 80 people down, dude.
Yeah.
Because that's contagious.
Yeah. I just,
why are you at Lowe's in the garden center 65? That's my question. Like, before you start asking questions, riddle me that.
Yeah. I don't know. Because she's made a lot of
wrong.
And
let me tell you something else. You know why the lady who's 403 years old is the 6 a.m. checker? Because she's been there for 402 of those 403 years. That also tells me you haven't been with Lowe's very long and that your career has been choppy, because if you had been there for 30 years, you would have seniority in the union and you would get all the cake shifts.
It would be called Marianne's.
Right.
And
because the people with seniority, they get cake shifts because they've been there that long. They have seniority. You're stuck out in the garden center because you don't have seniority. So not only are you at Lowe's when you're 400 years old, you ain't even been there very long. That's why you get the shifts.
I have a question about people that work in like the garden section. And so, at least here, the garden section is like fenced in, right? Basically. If you live where it like snows and stuff, are you having to stand there at the counter when it's like negative 300 degrees?
They adjust. They can't, because again, that's why I call, because you'll get sued. Lowe's is one of the top couple hundred companies in our country, right? Like,
you're going to call it a country.
You can't make her do a whole lot of, you can't be politically incorrect or she'll get you.
Yeah.
The union rep, you have a union rep right there. Little Buck Tipton, alpha male, bro. He would go off on store managers. There was one time where he goes, you thought you were going to write me up, huh? Ha, ha, ha. He walked downstairs, told the whole front end, all the baggers and all the checkers, they thought they were going to write me up and they couldn't do it.
Why couldn't they do it?
Because he didn't have a union rep there and he didn't have to talk. You ain't got to speak. It's like having a lawyer, bro. You ain't got to talk to them without a union rep.
Because they're a union?
Because you're in a union.
And so what, and forgive my ignorance because I'm not familiar with unions. So what So if they're a union like that and they're writing you up, you can just like, you don't have to like sign anything or anything.
You don't have to sign it, but if you don't sign it, they just put refuse to sign, and they can still find a way to write you up.
Yeah.
But you just got to follow the D. Everything has to be right. You can't write somebody up if all the evidence ain't there.
Yeah.
You just can't. And you can't write them up if you haven't given them a verbal yet, because you have to give them a chance to try to correct the action.
And then you can also be written up if you don't give them, what'd you say? A verbal? But you do, but you yourself can be written up if you give them an oral.
An oral. You can be terminated for that. But that's the thing too. And so that's where like Rich Davis, because he has no retail experience, I know I can hear in all his complaints the whole story of why she's getting treated the way she is and why she has the shifts. If she had seniority, she'd have good shifts. Because she doesn't have any seniority, they're giving her bad shifts. They're sticking her in non-desirable places. I once had a store manager tell me, I have to put the guy in the receiving cage. What am I going to do? Let him interact with customers all day? So you also have to realize what your bosses might think of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a position in the store for everybody. You just might not like where your bosses think you belong.
Yeah.
But that's a reflection of you. Call your own shots. Don't get in a situation where you're that old working for a place that's giving you shifts.
Yeah. Oh, I think, Doug, when I'm retired, I might get a job at like a Lowe's or a Home Depot or something.
Then you can tell them off if they don't get the hours you want.
Yeah, because I used to
age,
work.
bro, why isn't she the greeter?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I used to work with this lady, dog. She was, oh gosh, she's probably dead by now. Because she was like 118 in like 2009 when I used to work with her.
Right.
And oh my God, what was her name? She was this little old white lady with looked like a little microphone, little white little afro, and Doug, that's what she did. I worked at Cracker Barrel when I was a kid. And she was like she worked in the little lobby area or whatever. And she would just was stoked to come to work every day, get her out of the house, say hi to people. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, it sucks that Marianne's in the situation that she's in, but that's how it should be if you're that age. You know what I'm saying? Working there.
Well, here's my Kukui final point. Okay. And maybe I'll put it in a way that Rich can understand that.
Okay.
Once you start compromising for individuals, it compromises the team. Okay. And that's the same within sports. Anytime you start giving too much attention to the star player, it compromises the culture of the team. Did you see the way that the Baltimore Ravens didn't blame Mark Andrews publicly?
I thought that was hella cool.
That's culture.
Even Lamar Jackson came out saying, you know what? This wasn't on one play. I made a lot of mistakes too. I thought that's the sign of a dope team.
That's why I brought that up. In my retail career,
Mm-hmm.
that's how I try to build teams like that.
Yeah.
Where everybody knows their importance. Everybody knows that they play a critical role in the completion of the group project together.
Yeah.
I don't care if you get back, because here's the thing, bro. Even if you're the lowest on the totem pole at a grocery store and you're the bagger and you get baskets outside, what does it look like for the store manager? What does a store manager have to deal with when the supervisor shows up to do a walk and there's baskets all over the parking lot?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or there's no bags on the check stands. Or you walk in and there's long lines.
Yeah.
That's not really, except for maybe the front end manager that can dictate calling checkers or whatnot. That really has nothing to do with the key core players of a grocery store that hold it together. The first things they see when they walk in are the little things like that. What up, Luis?
Oh, loser.
And so everyone's important. Your checkers are important to keep those lines down. Your baggers are important to keep that lot cleared. Like, those are the first things that your boss's boss will see when they walk in. So every aspect of it's important. And if you got some wingnut out in garden and moaning all the time and they don't want to do their job, that's not good for the team in general. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rich. So I got a question for you.
What's up?
Does Danny G's voice... So I was danked out the other day. I'm not going to lie. I'll just put it on blast. I was hired in Giraffe Snatch. I mean, I was up there, right?
Yeah.
I could see Mars. I didn't even need a telescope.
Yeah.
And it dawned upon me that Danny G's voice reminds me of the homeless guy Ted. Remember Ted with the crazy teeth that they found?
He got Kraft macaroni and cheese fucking commercials. Remember?
That's there. Are they? Is that like if it's Danny G? Is that Ted C or what? Are they related?
I don't know, but you know the funny thing is, dog,
Yeah,
because
Ted and Danny.
when they came to Tempe and we got to all go and like visit the show and all that, whatever, for the live hangout. It's funny because you kind of forget about it after a minute, because when we listen on the radio, it sounds like he's like putting it on like, hey ladies, this, like I'm about to play
Sweat.
this one goes out to El Cucui's lady. This, like it sounds very like that.
I'm Velvet Sweat and I make the concha wet.
Oh, dog, it sounds very much, but when you're kicking it, it's like after a while, you just forget about it. You know what I'm saying?
And we do. I'm going to mix it up.
Yeah. Andrew says, sometimes I feel like we rag on Rich too much. You know what, dog?
Yeah, you know what? Yes, Andrew, let me address that real quick. You were absolutely right. But here's the thing. How often do you rag on someone that doesn't need to be ragged on? I don't do it very often. He sets himself up. It ain't like we pull this out of our... Usually we quote Rich word for word.
Look, I have somebody, I'll just say very close to the show, who I was talking to. No, never mind. They were just saying, a lot of us share the same common
La Concha
sentiment when it comes to Rich.
I like Rich. I like him. He's just foolish. Like going on all three of your platforms about why your mom has to work positions. Like, guy, I'm going to call you out on yours. I mean, she's in the garden center from 4 to 8. She's obviously hasn't been there very long. I don't mean here's the thing. We had a buddy, his name was Tracy Anderson. Okay. And in his, hood name ended up being a Roach.
I know a Roach too.
I think what Roach is Roach would lie. He would tell these lies. And we would like literally start stomping our feet because had our boots on because he would tell stories. So it is ingrained in me to expose and leads me to my next one. Go ahead.
Real quick. So you mentioned your buddy Roach and you guys stomping. And so we have a buddy named Johnny that passed away a few years ago. And dude had we called it the Johnny Ramone, right? That was his name. And if you were full of and you were telling a story, he would, because when somebody's full, right? So when you're full of, and you were telling a story, dog, if he was next to you or wherever you were in the crowd of the group of homies.
You're Johnny Ramone.
No. Johnny Ramone, if you were full of, he would point at you and look like basically, does this think we believe him, right? So Lou Dog knows because to this day, we'll still be like, he would point at you and then kind of tilt his head like, is this guy serious? To this day, dog, and Johnny passed, I don't know how many years ago now. Anyway, at least like 5. To this day, we still do the Johnny Ramone. Like if somebody's foolish, as they're talking, you just point at them, kind of shake your head like, can you believe this? Like, so, I mean, it's obvious to anybody. So I'm glad you guys have a Roach as well. The way you guys would stomp in, we would do the Johnny Ramone. Go ahead.
Johnny Ramone. Well, and then Andrew Sims says he does bring it on himself, but I do overall like Rich.
Same.
I do too. And here's the thing. I have a buddy like Rich, and his name's Tip Dog. And like me and Tip Dog argue all the time because he's always telling me this or that or the other. And same thing. He doesn't blatantly lie about anything. He just misspeaks often. And it's just hard for me to bite my tongue. I mean, I can let the first 2 or 3 go, but at what point do I don't know, man. I wasn't brought up that way. I was brought up around OGs, and they would call you on your... Mm-hmm. You ain't going to sell wolf tickets in my neighborhood. It don't work that way. You'll get called out.
You ain't going to sell what?
Wolf tickets.
For wolf tickets.
You never listen to E40 and the Click? Wolf tickets. It's when you're talking out you're selling wolf tickets. You're woofing. You're selling wolf tickets. You're over there talking all kind of knowing damn well you ain't got nothing going on. You're selling what? It's a song. E40. Google the Click. It's game related. There's a song called Wolf Tickets, and it's basically you're selling wolf tickets. You're woofing. You're talking out of your, which we call woofing, and you're trying to sell dreams like a ticket. You ever heard a dream is like, or $1 million is a ticket? I got a ticket. That's like, it's like a dream. So
Wolf tickets.
Wolf ticket is like you're trying to sell a dream. You're talking a good one, boy. You believe whatever the hell it is you're talking about. But we all know you foolish and you ain't doing nothing with that wolf ticket.
Dog, I thought a wolf ticket was when you banged the ugly chick and then you got like one wolf ticket. Be like, dog, you know the homie, whoever, Ricardo, he got like 12 wolf tickets. You're like, for real? He got that many? Because, ooh, you see that lady he hooked up with? Woof. That's what we used to call wolf tickets.
You know what I just, see, you're young, too young, D. But you know what we just figured out? That's Rich's new hood rat nickname from the after show, but later. His new name, it ain't Roach. It ain't Boots.
It's Wolf Dog Rich.
Wolf ticket. He's Wolf ticket.
Wolf ticket.
Hey, because didn't what's his face? John DeVore call him the Velvet Wolf anyways?
Doug, see, now that's what we could do where it doesn't sound like we're hating on Rich or bagging on him. We'll
just
just
selling wolf tickets?
No, we could just say, dog, this week Wolf Ticket had the weakest.
That's a segment. Instead of bagging on Rich, every week we'll just do a segment called Wolf Tickets, and it's all that he's about.
Yeah, whenever we enter Wolf Ticket, you know it's about Rich. So there we go.
We'll just have a Wolf Ticket segment, and it's just about Rich and him talking out of his. That's great.
Wolf Ticket. There we go.
Wolf Tickets.
All
so let's go into some other.
All right.
Well, no, you know what? No, I'm gonna keep it linear. We're gonna stay with that. I'm gonna expose Rich's Wolf Ticket. Wolf Ticket. Rich was on the Have Kids They Said podcast, and he was talking about his little San Luis Obispo vacation, which he don't listen to me. Go to the Madonna Inn and get the Caveman Suite, or take your to Pismo Beach, go to the Sea Venture, and get the jacuzzi with the fireplace in the room and the jacuzzi on the deck. It's steps away from the pier, steps away from Harry's. Go live like a boss instead of like some floss. Come on, Rich, you're doing it wrong. I'm trying to hook you up. Anyways, with that being said, he was trying to justify his trip to San Luis Obispo. And he was on Have Kids, They Said, and he was telling Nicole all about it, and the in-laws were watching the kids, and it's only like an hour and 15 minutes away. Rich, I live on the Central Coast. San Luis Obispo is a little over an hour away from me.
Wait, but why was he saying it was that far away or whatever? Like, what was the point?
I think he was trying to justify because the fires were still going on. They just weren't, and he just didn't have an evacuation notice. But he had Mike and Cindy at his house watching his kids, and Sarah took off while they were still in the danger zone with the kids.
The Wolf Ticket and Sarah took off?
Bro, they went to San Luis Obispo, and then he tried to justify, well, it was only an hour and 15 minutes down the road. Hour and 15 minutes? Hold on, bro.
Everything's an hour to him. He said he went to go take Emmy snow tubing, and that was an hour away too. so
he's so Rich he lives in Sherman Oaks, right?
Yeah.
He's 121 miles from me. And keep in mind, San Luis Obispo is on the 101 right by my pad on the Central Coast. There ain't no taking a different route. He can't justify, well, you know how angles work. No, bro, you got to come here first.
We know how angles work, bro.
You're not getting to Santa Barbara or San Luis Obispo without going to Santa Barbara first. It just is what it is. You live on the 101. I'm on the 101. Rich, you got to go down the 101. And from Sherman Oaks to San Luis Obispo, in the best traffic in the world, is 3 hours. In normal traffic, it's about 4.5.
Hey, he does have all the money in the world. Maybe he took a helicopter.
I just know that he went on that damn show saying it was only an hour because he didn't want to see like a slime ball and have kids, they said. No, dude, you were probably in bad traffic, possibly 5 hours from your kids while they were still in, yeah, it wasn't an evacuation zone, but you were in an area where fires were still burning and you took off. I'm not judging you.
Did he go for the night or what? Because if it's a 5 hour if it's a 5 hour drive, that's quite a bit. I've done it. My sister and I, we left work one time, drove to LA, which is 5 hours away, went to a concert, got in the car, and drove back home. So it's possible. But I'm just saying, I mean, I don't know if I would see him doing it. He's kind of a little,
he's going to hang out with his lady.
You know?
He's going to hang out with his lady. No. And the thing is, I'm not judging you, and you made it home and everything worked out. So you're only a scumbag because you try to belittle it to keep your golden boy image. The problem is you have OGs that will call you that listen to you and will call you out.
Mm-hmm.
People in the middle of Idaho and Iowa Sam don't know that it's 3 hours away, but I do.
Hey, I'm in Arizona, dog, and I go to that part of the country and state. And I still didn't know. I just took it as, okay, I mean, it is what it is. I don't know it as well as you do. You know, obviously you've lived there your whole life.
Well, how far did it take us to go when that seagull stole your crab leg?
I don't remember, dog.
You had a guess.
You had me faded the whole weekend.
Your guess is better than Rich's truth. So just go ahead and guess.
It was like maybe like an hour because I remember we were at your pad and then we start driving into the rain. It's coming down crazy and maybe like an hour and a half away. Cause we did that. We did San Luis Obispo, Pismo Bay, Morro Bay, or Pismo Beach, Morro Bay. We did all that. So I don't know where we were at, but I think it was like an hour and a half away to get to like the first destination.
And he's 121 miles from me. So we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
What do you got, D?
I kind of I have something that hold on. I have something that where I'm like, I understand why Covino's so frustrated.
Okay.
But it is kind of the way it's been the last few years with Trump in office. So today he was saying how if you're patriotic, which I feel like we've all kind of had this regardless of which way you lean. I feel like we've all
like a cholo.
I feel like we've all kind of had this thought over hold on, let me see.
I feel like a lot of us lean the other way this time too. Let's also point that out because I did not lean this way the way I leaned the other 4 years or the 4 years before that or the 4 years even before that.
So whatever way you lean, whether it's like a cholo or cucuy or whatever, if you see somebody all like American flagged out and you do kind of think not that they're just patriotic. I wonder which way they lean. Are they more right wing or are they more left wing? You kind of know that they're hella Trumped, right?
Yeah, they're just extreme in life.
And the thing is that I don't agree with that. I feel like if you...
Why would you say that, though?
Well, say what?
That if they're American flagged out, they probably lean Trump.
I feel like that's what... And I feel like that's what the common kind of consensus is. I'm not saying I necessarily feel that way because...
Republicans care more about their country to the point where they got to wear it on their back?
That's what I feel like the common consensus is. I feel like if you're American leaning one way or the other, it shouldn't matter. If you're hella patrioted out, you know, and you got your everything, I feel like it shouldn't matter. You're a patriot, right? You're down for your country. Regardless of, you know, oh, you could be, you know, left wing, you could be right wing. But I feel like the common, well, not the common, but people, and I say people automatically assume that that person's more Trump than Biden, and then or Harris or whoever. So, this is where, like Andrew says, you get judged that way, even if that's not the truth, and that's where I feel like Covino was very like, no, that's not true. I kind of feel like it is, dog, because that's how it's been the last so many years.
Is your dad a Republican, Luis?
Luis put, my dad loves his flag out front.
Let me ask you that. Luis, don't answer. D, that's your homie. Is his dad Republican?
I'll let Luis answer.
No, I'm asking you. This isn't about Luis.
Yeah, it is, dog. You're asking about his dad. I don't want to put his business out there.
Oh, whatever.
What?
Never mind.
Okay, so if I ask you, you're hella Trumped
I'm trying to make a point, bro. I don't give a fuck if his dad flies to the moon. It's not about his dad. It's about a point. It has nothing to do with his dad. Because here's the thing. I want to know why you guys are judging people to say that they're Trump.
We're not. I'm saying the common consensus is.
Let me explain. Let me give you a common consensus. My mom does that. Okay? She will flag her shoes, her hat, her shirt, and maybe even chime in a wristband. But you know what else she does? She does the same when she wears her Denver Broncos shit, or when it's Christmas, or when it's Easter, or when it's New Year's. Everything she does, she extremely accessorizes. So do you think that, so what I want to know is why do they have to be Republican, or people assume that? Hold on, you're getting defensive.
I didn't say nothing. You
said Covino didn't say that though, and that, so you're saying that people do. So who told you that?
I'm saying,
where do you get that from?
I'm just saying in general, that's the common
like
consensus.
General Lee?
I feel like people get defensive about that's not the way it is, but that is the way it is. I feel
but I'm asking you to tell me why it's the way it is. Where does that come from?
It just is. Like if you see somebody with a swastika.
Well, Luis just said it, so he answered my question. His dad loves the flag out front, which is patriotic, but he goes back and forth.
Yeah, okay, and I understand that, and I feel like it's up for people to get that, like Andrew said, that stereotype, because I don't feel that way. I'm not saying I lean this way or that way, but if I have a American, like even if I put like a American flag on my collar at work, I feel like people are like, they think you lean Trump because people are stupid. If that's what you want, if you want the answer to be, because
you're also making a general assumption about most people. And you're telling me that if you think that you already got in your own head before you do something.
What do you mean?
Because you said if I wear one on there, they're going to assume like you've already, because I'll tell you what someone told me a long time ago.
Dog, that's just the way it is.
Okay, it is. Okay, fine. We can play in your world and maybe that's it. But let me tell you what I did learn. I didn't learn much in college, but one thing I also learned in college was this, is that when you have negative expectations and you go into a scenario, it's more likely to unfold that way because psychologically,
I was gonna say something, but I think Akui might get too mad, even though I was joking.
Because you've set the expectation.
Yeah, well, not even that. It's not even that you set the expectation. You actually you'll change your brain chemistry and your outlook, right? So I understand that from a psychological standpoint, and I think, and this is the thing, dog, is that if I see somebody with
fetal eye showed up.
Like if I see somebody wearing an American flag shirt or whatever, I'm not like, oh, they're a Trumper, but I feel like a lot of people do. And that's where I feel like to say that that's not the case.
I don't know.
And that's the thing is that we don't know. And that's
why I'm just asking where you get your facts
but
from.
see,
What
this is where I'm saying it's like aliens. Right? It's like when you die, we don't know, right? So I feel like
I do know because Trumpers wear the fucking word Trump.
But that's okay. But that's
you see all the merchandise that dude has.
Yeah, but like you can't say you do know. And you're in the same boat as Covino. He was like, that's not the truth. I feel like there's a gray area.
But you're doing the same thing because you're telling me what the stereotype is. I've never heard that stereotype. Maybe on your part of the planet, I've never heard that.
But what I'm saying is there's room for a conversation like we're having right now. Mm-hmm. Covino was saying, no, that's not the way it is. I'm not saying that's definitely the way it is.
I think that I partially agree with him, and I think that you can't assume that. I think because you can make an assumption on anything in life and be right part of the time doesn't mean it's a good assumption.
Okay, but how do you know for a fact that that's not true?
I don't give a number one, but number two, if I make an assumption the dude in front of me who's swerving's drunk, he could be on his phone. I don't know. Making assumptions is a horrible way to live by. I go off data and facts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to wonder and assume what they think because I did this or I did that.
So what?
That's the perfect analogy. Dude in front of you swerving, you could assume he's drinking and driving or he's smoking weed or whatever. He could just be in a fight with his chick texting. That's why assumptions suck.
So Covino saying definitely no, right? They're not automatically Trumpers or whatever, right? So you're saying assuming. So he's assuming that it's not that way, right?
I don't know. You know how I always talk about seeing the clearer picture? Whether you pray to Jesus, Allah, or Mustafa, or whoever else you pray to, having conversations like this tells you you're that far away from getting there. You shouldn't give a what other people think. You shouldn't care what they think, and you shouldn't let it impact your actions. Do what you do, have confidence. Don't worry about that, because now we're talking about that here. Like, who cares what they do or why they're wearing it or whatever? Rock on, bro.
Dog, you missed the point though of the conversation again, because what I'm saying is my conversation was about Covino's thought on the thing and how he was so confident in that these assumptions aren't going on.
I don't think they always are.
Nobody said always, but to say that they're not going on some of the time.
Dude, there's weird everywhere, bro. There's weird going on at all times in all corners of the earth of every weird idea you got someone's thinking it. That doesn't mean that it's fact. And it doesn't mean that the popular vote, just because one person does it, how many happens in that we were all like, oh, look at that. Oh, it's a shame. Look at New Orleans, bro. That happens. When have you seen that before? Never. You never seen someone run their car through a crowd of 40 people. Doesn't make it the norm. Just because it happened doesn't make it the norm. Just because one person thinks something doesn't mean everybody do it or most people do it or any of that. I don't know. I kind of agree with him on that. I don't think that people assume that. I don't. Because I don't assume that.
Okay, so that's
but you can. I don't know.
And I don't assume that. And that's the thing. I think it's up that there are people that assume that. Because I feel like as an American, you should be able to, sport your flag or whatever without people thinking that. But I feel like there are people that do think that way.
But as an American, don't you want your freedom of speech too? Or are you just picking and choosing what's important to you? Your feelings shouldn't be impacted by what someone else does or thinks.
Okay.
And you can't take away their freedom of speech, because if they want to wear the flag, that's why they're here. They can wear the flag. Don't get in your head about it. Or someone else shouldn't get in their head about it. Like, people should mind their own business and quit worrying about what everyone else is doing and trying to figure out why they're doing it and this and that and the other. Like, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't think like that. So maybe that's why I agree with Covino, because I think,
and I don't think and that's what I'm saying. I don't think like that either. I'm thinking and I know people that think like that, and it bothers me when I see people assuming like that, because I'm like, you don't know them, right? You don't know them from anybody, from Adam, like people say. So if people
it's
assume
an
that,
ignorant thought. It's ignorant,
and that's why I think it bothers me, is because Covino's saying, "Oh, this isn't the way it is," and I'm like,
maybe he's second people ain't that ignorant.
I guess I'm like, I know people.
He's giving
like that.
people the benefit of the doubt. That's the glass half full.
Yeah. All right. What's up?
So we can't judge him on being the glass half full. He's being positive. He's trying to keep the negativity out of it.
All right. Okay. What's up?
Crocs to the gym. Can you wear them?
You could do whatever you want. Why are you not going to wear them?
Didn't Planet Fitness give someone some? Weren't they talking about it?
I don't know. I don't sign up to planetfitness.com to hear their notes. I never heard that. Is that like a recent story?
That was on Covino and Rich.
It shouldn't be that way, but it is. All right, Andrew. You can text Kukui about it.
I don't know. There's one, I'll be honest, and I don't mean to be a dick, but one thing I am trying to do is get off on what everyone else, because that's just all kind of negativity. Like, I don't need in my, so I just try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I try to be positive the best I can. Like, if we're going to do a show to call Rich out, I have no problem doing so, but I wouldn't call him out if we didn't do this show. Because I don't care. I just call him out because it's part of our show.
Andrew's asking, how can you exercise in Crocs?
Sport mode. But I don't know. I don't think you should wear them to the gym. Because I'll add to that. That's what they're saying. They're saying that Planet Fitness kicked some dude out or something happened. They talked about it on one of their platforms. I get confused.
Yeah.
But it was do with Crocs at the gym. Planet Fitness wasn't having it. And there was an issue. I know this. When I went into Planet Fitness, I had on jeans.
And they were
trying to they were trying to give me shit. I said, hey. Do you need to go put on gym shorts to sit in the massage chair in the back private room? Oh. Again, there goes those assumptions. This thought I was coming to work out in jeans and had something to say when the only reason I was there is for the massage chair.
But they do have that listed on their,
What's
like on your what you have to wear to their gym. That's one of their rules. And so they did bend the rules and let you because they were being a normal, they were being reasonable, right?
So you want sweaty balls in thin ass shorts is okay to touch.
I don't want anything.
But a dude fresh off the street in thick jeans can't sit. And that's what I told him. But he let me in.
And that's the thing. That's one thing I hate about that gym is that, like, even if you come in with like a jug of water, you can't come in with a jug of water like a gallon. Big, and it says the judgment-free zone, dog. And they're the most judgmental people I've met.
Yeah, but you know what? They're cheap. So they can charge me all they want for $13 a month.
Yeah, is it 13 now? It used to be like $5 or something.
Hey, 23. They got a tanning bed. They got the water pressure massage bed. They got the deep tissue chair. They got the regular chair. They got the Black Pass where you can bring a friend for free. That I put Planet Fitness. They can keep their silly rules. I'm good. I play by their rules. $23 a month.
Yeah,
but I don't think you could. I think Andrew's right. I don't think you can exercise in Crocs. I think Covino, Rich were right. Like, you
know what? I've seen some dudes though. I've seen some like broccoli head kids, like they call them. It work out in them. I don't see them running, but I do see them lifting in them.
Well, Spot responded with Rooster made Spot buy a special pair of shoes because he needs. I don't know if he said it was lift in the front, lift in the back, flat. I don't remember. You'll have to go back and check. But Spot said even for like deadlifts, there's a certain type of shoe. And Spot was wearing Cons, Chuck Taylors, and that's not the best shoe. So Spot was saying, yeah, you're not. It doesn't give you balance. It doesn't give you leverage. And it doesn't give you really traction. And that's the last thing you want is one of them weights to fall in your croc.
Yeah. And the thing, well, so Spot was saying that he was wearing Chuck Taylors and somebody was wearing Crocs. Is that what it is?
No, when he just chimed in and he said he used to wear Chuck Taylors to work out in, but Rooster actually made him buy a special pair of shoes because it benefits him when he's deadlifting, or I don't want to talk out of my but something like that. He had to buy. Rooster had him buy a special pair of shoes for when he's working out. So no, I don't think you should exercise in Crocs.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. If they're going to kick you out for jeans, they can kick you out for Crocs.
You know what, though, dog? I think if you're exercising in Crocs and you drop a 45-pound plate on your foot and you break your foot, that's your own dumb fault for wearing them, right?
And that'd be the only shoe you could ever wear after that because your fat foot won't fit in nothing else.
And I'm like, if you want to wear them and but you know what, though? The gym does run the risk of you turning around and trying to sue them. And,
right.
You know?
Why would they tell you how to know?
Yeah, that's why. So I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. Dog, there's this dude. He's I don't know if he's a doctor, what the fuck he does, but he has scrubs. Dog, this dude is like easily like 350 and he's probably like 5'6", 5'7", right?
Oh,
yeah. A little beefy ass dude.
Does he wrestle sumo?
Dog, he looks like a little meatball, right?
His special move's the pancake?
Doug, and he probably wears like a size, no lie, like a size 7 shoe in men's, right?
When he tries to end the party, he just has a belly flop in the pool?
And Doug, and he wears these yellow Crocs.
Give me 1 second. Listen.
All right. So he wears these yellow Crocs with scrubs. So you see him in blue scrubs, pants and top, and these little tiny, look like baby shoe, look SpongeBob looking Crocs. And they're the funniest I've ever seen because not only are they ugly, they just look weird. So anyway.
Yellow Crocs,
little tiny baby feet.
Little Tweety bird. Covino's pen pal in Italy. Have we heard from him?
Pussy. That guy?
Pussy.
Doug, I'd like an update. I mean, I guess he did give us an update telling us one time that dude just completely fell off and he never heard from him again.
Yeah.
But Doug, you and I were talking about him one day, and this is only like a week ago. And we were like, how the could you be like, they were pen pals, like you said, right? They would talk. And,
how do you get ghosted by your buddy?
And then dog, I would assume he died.
He might have died.
I
think it's possible.
If I just got ghosted by somebody like that I was talking to on the regular, and I don't know Covino's side of the story. I don't know if like he still sees this dude on social media posting and whatever, or what. But
no, he's dead.
If he doesn't, maybe he is dead. Because dog, I've never ever just had a friend ghost me like that. Maybe I don't talk to him anymore, and it was gradual. But dog, I have never had anybody just.
Hey, He died. He had pussy typed in, and boom, he went to hit the button and he croaked mid press.
It's crazy. But no, that's a good one. What made you bring that fool up?
I don't know. I just remember I liked the little stories or whatnot. And it's been a minute, and I remember like you said, Covino said he didn't know what happened, and just wondering if he got updated or I don't know. I'll give you a story. Mito's a mechanic, and Mito told me the other day that dude he hadn't talked to in like 10 years called him for some mechanic work. A kid we went to middle school, high school. Well, I wasn't in high school, middle school and elementary school with, and because he didn't change his number, so I don't know. Maybe this dude. He got some pussy and he quit talking to everybody and maybe she left him and he's reaching back out. I don't know.
Dog, I don't know what it was that you just said, but it reminded me of something. Did you hear Covino's story about texting his key guy, his locksmith?
Yes, I did.
For those of you that missed it, Covino texted his locksmith that he hasn't talked to in a couple of years.
4 years.
And he's like, hey, this and this and this is going on. Steven Sherman Oaks or whatever, where he lives.
Steven Sherman Oaks.
And then he was like, what did the guy say, Kukui?
I am no longer in the business. I am now in the gay porn business.
So and so, Doug, I don't know. It could be the dude, right?
I don't think it is.
It could be.
No,
but
it's not.
I don't know.
No dude who's a professional and has a card and a business number is going to respond like that to someone he's changed locks for twice.
Doug, I don't know how Covino's immediate reaction wasn't like, oh, this dude probably changed his number. Right? Because I feel
I don't think he's probably in a state of shock, though. Like, it sounds great, me and you talking about it, but I don't even know what I would freeze to. Like, what?
Yeah, I feel like if I would have seen that, I'm like,
do you lock yourself in or what? No way.
Yeah, like, I just feel like
no way, Andrew. I already said it before you deleted it.
He took it back. You can't take it back here. This shit's forever.
No way.
No way, it's the same guy. Yeah, so but Doug, I felt like that was, and Doug, I got what is it? Ticket Wolf Ticket?
Wolf Tickets.
Okay, so Wolf Ticket.
That's it.
Doug, Wolf Ticket had, what happened? Why'd you say that's it?
No, because I'm going to get the song.
Oh.
That way it hits home.
So Wolf Ticket, Doug, Covino.
Let's try something. We're going to do a little experiment.
Okay.
Hey, Siri, can you play Wolf Tickets by The Click?
Here's Wolf Tickets by The Click on Apple Music.
All right, look at that.
Wolf Tickets. Yeah. Wolf Tickets. Game goes on, nigga. It ain't no myth for the nigga fit. TLICK shit up in this house for rich. I was told to keep out there selling them wolf tickets like they go, trying to be bold. So we here to buy, cash them in, check a chin, because Hawks play to win.
E40 make this in his lunchbox or what?
Take 2 steps back and look at your matrix before you die.
Guys, Amos Britney Spears.
17 from a broken down hood with no dreams. The only thing I knew was to form a fat team.
We'll get the E40's verse. You want to hear it?
I could barely hear it, dog. It sounds like. I can hear it, but it sounds like it's not. I don't think it's the.
I wonder why my phone work no more.
I don't know.
All right, never mind. Anyways, Wolf Tickets.
Look it up. So, Doug, I felt like this was the most obvious Covino's pulling your leg. And Rich, I don't know why Wolf Ticket fell for it so hard. Covino's like, yeah, I got a message this week or whatever that Tommy got beat up. Did you hear that?
I didn't hear that, no.
And Doug, the way he's saying it, he's already has kind of like a smirk on his face. And I'm like, I feel like if it did happen, Covino's mom would have been calling him like, Tommy, can you believe this shit happened or whatever? So he said, I got a message, and then Spot started kind of laughing. I'm guessing because Covino had already sent the picture to Spot, right? So he could pull it. And Rich started to like panic, or Wolf Ticket started to panic or whatever, like right away. He was like, what? Was it that friend that, that was mad at him? And Covino goes, yeah, bro, it was. And then Spot's like, yeah, let me pull this or whatever. And I was like, this is not true. Like, just something about the inflection of Covino's voice, right? I was like, he's full of, I busted the Johnny Ramone, right? And then Spot was kind of laughing. And then
And Roach?
I goes, Rich playing it up because we talked about how sometimes he lies for the show.
Yeah.
So I was like, is he playing it up? And then Spot pulls a picture of Tommy in like this, like holding like this plastic shield with like a plastic knife. And Covino's like nephew is like stabbing him with like a plastic knife or something. And I was like, well, Rich goes, oh my God, I really thought Tommy got his beat this weekend. And I was like, Doug, I just, maybe it's because when you're in the moment, like you mentioned, if you get that text, I'm a gay porn star now, it is probably shocking. Like, what the, like maybe we get to see it as an outsider perspective where it didn't hit us out of the blue. So maybe that's why I'm giving Wolf Ticket the benefit of the doubt. But I just thought it was so funny. Andrew Sims says it was funny. That was hilarious. Rich took it hook, line, and sinker. 100%. He was like, when I could see him drawn in, I'm like, is he serious, dog? Luis goes, dog, I got to be honest. I had the same exact thought as Rich. Like, damn, it's homeboy that got his lady boned by Tommy.
Oh, that's right, because Tommy boned his lady.
Well, that's what Rich said. Rich was like, oh, shit. Well, then you know what? I mean, Rich goes, oh, they
Tommy
finally got...
he does have enemies.
Yeah, and so I guess maybe when you're that close to it, as Rich is, right? He knows them on a personal level. And he did. And Luis, who doesn't even know Tommy on a personal level, thought the same. But I was laughing, dog. I still remember where I was going as I was listening to it. And I was like, this was... And then they pull out the picture and I started cracking up because I was like, I felt like it was such a... They set it up perfect, dog. And it just, Rich fell right into the little trap. So I thought that was hilarious.
Oh, Richie.
Anyway.
All right. Yeah, no. So, yeah, I don't know. Wolf Ticket's funny. He's something else. So I got a question for you. Have you heard them? I don't know what platform.
I don't assume people, I mean, are Trumpers if they have an American flag. Is that what you're going to ask?
I think you do.
I don't.
Have you heard the guys talk about why they don't try golf?
Yeah, because they don't want to look stupid or hold up the team or whatever they said.
I got a solution for them because I'm not the best at golf, but I do golf and I like golf and I can hit some nice shots here and there, just not as often as the bad ones. But with that being said, play behind them. If you're going to go with people that want to go golf, let them play in front of you. Because if there's 4 people in front of you that are good and you 2 bozos suck, it'll equal out. And then they don't get to watch you because you're playing behind them.
Play behind them. If Spot hears this, he's going to want to go play golf.
He's going to want to go. He's going to want to be there.
They're like, Spot, they don't open until 9 a.m. What are you doing?
He's like, I'm playing behind you.
But yeah.
No, just do that. Go play behind them. 2 of you sucking. Uh-oh. 2 of you behind the 4 good people will equal out. That's how you do that. And then they don't even get to watch you that much.
You know what? I've never gone golfing. I've gone to the driving range a million times, but I've never played a hole. So I don't know how much I can really contribute to this conversation because you say play behind them. I know Luis is a golfer as well.
That just means let them go first. Basically, you wait turns, okay? So usually no more than like 4. I don't know. Maybe some people play 6 deep, but usually if you're going in groups, it's groups of 4. So whoever invited you to play, just let them play first. We'll go after you guys. So they start first, and so you play behind them the whole time.
Hey, Andrew Fournier is here.
And it's the truth because I will say this about golf. Golf is the most liberating sport. I mean, it makes you, when you hit a good shot with golf because of how hard it is, there is no better feeling. I don't care. If you could throw the ball from one basket all the way across, one-handed Steph Curry style to the next, it won't even feel that much as close to good as hitting a hole-in-one. Because that's one of the hardest things to do in sports.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
you know
for
what
sure.
I'm saying?
Tiger Woods' son just did it. He's like 12, right?
What's that?
Tiger Woods' son, didn't he just hit a hole-in-one? He's like 12 or something?
I mean, he's young. I think he's 15, but he's
did you hear Tiger was giving him, because he was like,
he did it. Giving him?
Well, Tiger was like, yeah, I did that when I was 4 or whatever.
Yeah, but then Tiger's on that stupid video simulator that he's a part of, and he hits it in the water, and they pan to his kid, and his kid just goes and puts his head in his face. So Hey, and Tiger's done. I like Tiger, and he's my favorite golfer of all times. There's no doubt about that. I'm a Tiger fan, but his kid's about to light shit on fire. Like this, he ain't gonna have the Michael Jordan jinx, and you know how a lot of the athletes can't follow in the dad. This kid's gonna be something special.
I know about as much about Tiger Woods in golf as I do about not Rick Springfield. What's his name? They call him the boss on the East Coast.
Rick Springfield.
No, that's the one that sings Jesse's
Bruce
Girl.
Springsteen.
Bruce Springsteen. Thank you, Doug.
Hey, they're brother. They're close.
But Doug, I know about as much as golf.
Pop, but I do know that.
I know about as much of golf as I do that, Doug. What do you call it? But yeah, no. So I couldn't tell you about Tiger or anything. I just know he lays it down.
I had a deep thought.
What is it?
And I need to even, you haven't agreed with me all day, and I don't expect you to start right now. But with that being said, even better.
If I think I know where you're going, okay.
Okay. Where am I going?
Nicole?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna get there. Yes,
oh, okay.
That has to absolutely be addressed. But no, that's not where I'm at.
All right.
People with, and I'm not talking your Jeep. I'm talking the Rubik's Cube looking Jeeps.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
My Jeep too. I'm gonna talk. It's just a car.
No. But when my pops passed, right, I inherited his boat.
Damn,
but you know what?
Boat like that?
But you know what? I only like the hose, not the boats.
Damn.
And so you know what I don't do a whole lot? Boat. So you know what I did?
You sold it?
I told my mom, no, I didn't keep it. I told my mom, go ahead, just sell it to Tip and keep the cash and let Tip Dog buy it because Tip Dog boats. Mm-hmm. And Tip Dog has probably put, my pops passed in 2017. I would tell you at a bare minimum, Tip has put that boat in the water 300 times.
Damn.
At least.
Damn.
I mean, he boats. He was going every weekend.
Yeah. Is that how he got his nickname? So he would tip the boat? He tips
the boat.
Okay.
At all times.
He used to be in canoes when he was little. He'd always tip the canoe.
He sure doesn't tip. He doesn't tip. That's for sure.
Damn.
So, but my theory is like, I didn't want to be on the other side of that to just have a boat to say I got a boat or to go look cool on a holiday or some stupid shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a boat guy. I'm not a 4-wheel drive guy. I'm not a truck guy. Like, that's just not my style. So I didn't want to fake it till I make it. People with them square Jeeps, there's two kind. Mm-hmm. There's people that are into that and rock climb, and that's their life. And there's people trying to look cool.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you agree with that statement? Is that fair?
I agree because my sister, she had this dope Rubik's Cube or whatever they're called, the Jeep, right?
The Wranglers. The Wranglers or Rubicon or...
It was a Rubicon. I called it a Rubik's Cube, but whatever.
Oh, Ruby. I got a buddy has one, calls it Ruby.
I don't know about golf. I don't know about Rubicons or whatever. But no, so my sister had one. She had a hard shell like top, and they'd drop it sometimes and like, go to the river and do all that kind of It was cool, but she only did it a few times. So she had that for a minute.
Let me ask the detailed question. Did she drive it to the river or did she drive it in the river?
No, this was bad, dog. She drove it to the river. But it was dope. But I think she had the same revelation where she was like, I'm not like a Jeep person, So she went and got herself a normal ass car. Like
it went opposite. It went the opposite swing, didn't it? Like,
yeah.
Fuck this. Let me go
well, it was dope. It looked cool. Everybody was always like, damn,
Yeah.
And then she was like,
but you're paying for that.
Yeah. Right. And she was like, this dog, I could drop my car payment in half and get me a normal car, You're
not even, but here's the thing. You're dropping your car payment in half. You're dropping your gas payment in half. And you're dropping your insurance payment probably by 30%.
And you're dropping your coolness in half too.
If you need a car to make you look cool, you got a long way to go.
Hey, I don't. That's why I'm saying, dog, I have my normal car where it's just like
I'll pull a chick with some holy pants and a tall can on a 10-speed with a bent rim.
I don't know why, dog. I just pictured Red from Friday when you said that. Remember, always on his bicycle?
But I was confident, though. Red's not.
Let me see. Fournier says, I love my 42-year-old Jeep. Damn.
But that's different. We're not talking about those Jeeps. Because that ain't a Rubicon or a Wrangler, is it?
And then Lou Dog says, post office my family grew up.
If you got a Jeep before they made Jeeps, that's the one they used to deliver mail in.
Andrew has what?
That's a Yeep.
A 19 fucking 70
Ford Yeep.
He has a Jeep horse.
There's no power. It's
you know
just
what
one
though?
horse.
It's funny though, because 42 years, I'm thinking is like what, the 60s or 50s?
Hey Siri, how long ago was 42 years?
Yeah, Doug, it was like 70 something, right? No, it was 82. 83.
Pre-Wrangler.
83, dog. So it's crazy because
I gotta see this.
I picture Doug 42 years ago being in like the 60s, and it was actually in the 80s. That's crazy that 40 years ago was already the 80s.
1983.
Pre-Wrangler.
Pre-Wrangler Jeep.
1983. Early 80s.
See, that was though. That's
And
different. Because that's before they started tricking them out and like all the crazy.
But look at. They're making our point though. Or your point. Because it sounds like they have this Jeep and they love it, right? Andrew Fournier says he has this Jeep. Louis says that he has this Jeep and his family is an off-road family.
Louis is Land Cruiser.
And so, okay, yeah. And then CJ7, whatever that means, sounds like somebody's screen name when they have to log into a computer at work.
Sounds like a Stroud for the Texans.
Dog, every time I see him, I'm like, because remember, he, big time Danny G.
Yeah, he's a weenie.
Yeah, so him. But, Covino had a funny conversation the other day. I don't know who they were talking about. They're talking about some chick, like I think she was like a Latina actress. And Covino was like, she's really pretty, right? And he was like,
I remember that.
You remember that? He goes
on the Steven Spielberg movie.
No. This was like a couple days before.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, I forget. They were talking about
plug my computer in.
All right, they were talking about some other actress, and he was like, she's really pretty. He's like, but she's pretty, and like she's pretty, but just like, what did he say? Not the type of chick you want to pull out your wing and jerk it to or something. And I was like, dog, it's so funny because there is those two type of people or chicks, you know, where you're like,
dude,
what happened?
Stop, get down. Sorry.
It's funny because there's those two type of chicks.
That experiment is still going bad. You notice that if you go to any of the episodes before we called him Fetal Eye, he didn't pull none of this.
I remember. Yeah, now he's right there jumping on camera. I saw him jump on you right now.
Well, no, not only that, he flipped the bed. This other bed, he already chewed the other one up. Now he's flipping this one over.
Man, I am starving like I'm.
Yeah, I ain't ate all day. I got a couple quickies.
All right, what's up?
What kind of milk do you use? Covino's, when they said whole milk, Covino said he uses 2%. What kind of milk do you use?
My whole life, I grew up drinking 2%.
Me too.
In my early 30s, I became very lactose intolerant. And I just strictly for the last 5-6 years, I've been drinking like nothing but almond milk. Okay. Just recently, my lady bought a gallon of like 2% milk, and I've had it like with cereal, and I've been fine. So I think I'm back on the 2%.
Yeah, he's been for the after show, but later. About right, bro. That's about right. That's dead on.
That is hilarious, dog. Oh my god!
Lock on my door is what I need. I need a lock,
dog. That is hilarious. You just barged in like, play with me.
Well, and the worst. Well, but to his credit, I've been gone since 7 a.m. and I walked straight in the door and I sat down to do a show and he hasn't got no attention.
Andrew says he's a whole milk guy. And you know what? Even though I like 2% milk, I think I might still try and stick with the almond milk because it has way less in it. As far as like, it's basically like flavored water if you get the unsweetened one. Mm-hmm. So it's like my fats don't need more random ass carbs and sugar and you know. So if
see that's the thing for me with the milk is I was always a 2% guy too because that's what my mom bought.
Yeah.
But as I got older, I'm like, well, that ain't how it comes out the cow's nipple.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so I go whole milk now because I know it's less processed.
Yeah, and if you want to go even harder, you get that like you can get it
skim.
No, not even skim. It's like some other where it's like raw milk or something. Have you ever?
Yeah,
heard?
no, my family, I got sick on that. My family's dairy farmers, and that's how they used to drink it. The
Yeah.
problem is if you leave it out too long, it's more susceptible. It needs to be refrigerated all the time.
Yeah.
My grandma just left hers out. That was the worst sick or COVID. Yeah, go get sick off raw milk.
Fuck
I
that.
promise you, you'll pray to God you get COVID to take it away.
Oh, that dog. Dog.
Yeah,
I have like a weird. I don't even think it's lactose intolerance because if you have
just shit
that,
a lot.
if you have that, it's like something that your body's like allergic to or something, right? I think I have like another sort of allergy or something because right now what's me up is cheese. Milk, not so much, but
You're
cheese.
addicted to money?
Yeah, dog. I'm fucking addicted. I mean,
What kind? Cheddar? Gouda?
I'm allergic to money. Doug. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, how do we even get on the milk conversation?
No, because they were when they're talking about the Kelsey mix.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And Rich kept pumping it up. He was breaking out flavor profiles like he's a wine with the wine guys where they say you're going to taste cinnamon and hints of oak and it's going to be followed by blah, blah, blah. That's how Rich explained in freaking the Kelsey mix.
Doug, you know what I have introduced, I guess, back into my life, which I probably shouldn't. But the last like month, I've had.
He's like, I can't say that on air.
The last month,
even if it were true, I couldn't do it. He goes, why do you set me up like that?
The last month, I've had cereal in my house, dog, and I'll get like a bowl of cereal like at night or something. I'm chilling or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done that in a minute, dog. Like I feel like years. And
I'm staring at Count Chocula and Fruit Loops as you tell the story.
Well, I'm out of cereal because I just got a box like for my daughter, right? And I had some, and I was like, it was like basically the Captain Crunch with only the berries, but it was
all
like
berries.
It was like
all berries.
It was purple and red or something, and I was just like, this shit's good as so. But
you killed the whole shit quick.
My problem was though I just bought that one box, so when we finished that, it's yeah. Well, go on. Tell a quick story.
Hey,
I need to take this call.
Hey, if any of you guys in the chat are eating cereal right now, punch it in. Which one you got? I'm curious what kind of cereals in your Yeah, cereal for okay. What kind? Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Lucky Charms, Cocoa Puffs, Frosted Mini Wheats, Cheerios. What you got? Are you on that new Reese's Puffs, Honey Bunches of Oats, Frosted Flakes? What you got?
What are we doing, Doug? You naming cereals or what?
Andrew, I was to say, hey, if you guys fucking with cereal, put in the chat which one you're currently what you got. Andrew said he had cereal for dinner tonight.
Damn, dog. It's just something so refreshing. The cold milk, the sweetness.
Especially when you're loaded. When you're stoned, that's the best.
Honey Smalls? What the are Honey Smalls, dog? I never even heard of that.
Toast Crunch.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, dog.
Smacks.
Oh,
he got
okay.
Smacks.
Honey
he got
Smacks.
Smacks.
It's the
What's
honey
better,
Smacks.
Smacks or Golden Crisp? I don't know. The Golden Crisp seem like they stick together a little more.
Luis said, dude, I've been getting my daughter's cereal lately. Apple Jacks, Fruity Pebbles
bro.
with the marshmallows.
I never had those.
Dog.
I like Fruity Pebbles. My favorite, I like Crunch Berries because I like to scoop out all the crunch and then eat the berries as part of the game I play.
So look at Luis's last comment. And I think it's very true because, dog.
Oh, you have to.
If I go to this Fool's Pad, right, and we're watching UFC or whatever, he's like, dog, I'm going to crash. Or I'm like, all right, cool. Dog, I have to, most likely. Yeah. And then I'm like, so I'm sitting there, dog, by myself. And I'm like, I'll empty out all of his cereal, dog. His poor daughter, dog, comes back there. Because, dog, I'll just sit there all night. A big dog. One time, I think he walked into the kitchen and he was like, what the? I got a big ass bowl of cereal. I was like, you have to, dog. You have to.
And I'm a scumbag too because my Count Chocula, obviously Halloween was a long time ago, so I got it for 99 cents at the grocery outlet. And my Fruit Loops ain't Fruit Loops; they're the Aldi knockoff brand for like $1.89.
Oh man!
But Honey Nut Cheerios smack. I like Honey Nut Cheerios. I fuck with Cheerios plain, even a Rice Krispie treat. I mean Rice Krispies.
Do you remember? I wonder if I could find it.
Do you remember?
No, do you remember? Dog, are you breaking on a Michael Jackson reference?
I can.
Do you remember?
Do you remember?
We fell in love?
I used to be able to sing soprano
Oh, really?
where my huevos dropped.
Dog, I can't find it, but do you remember there was a... Oh, is it this one? The little black kid?
Are you guys telling secrets? Mine is that Honey Nut Cheerios can help lower cholesterol.
Can you hear that?
That's not a secret. It's on the box.
Wow.
Oh, I have a secret. I invented the microchip.
Fire.
Dog, no, there was a commercial with this little black kid with glasses, and he would go, "'Cause nobody can say no to Honey Nut Cheerios." In like the mid-90s, dog, because I remember I was a little kid too, and I was like, yeah, dog, those smack. And they're not even smacks, dog, they're Cheerios.
Well, think how they're trying to mind you. No one can say no to a Cheerio. Bet you can't eat just one. Like that's why everyone's fat. They're trying to subliminally brainwash you.
I know, dog, 100%, right? You can't have just one. Or I bet you can't have just one.
Right? No, I go to, we got Aldi's here, and they got self-checkout. It's never busy. All the stuff's usually fresh. And as a grocery, retired former grocery guy, all their like knockoff brands are fire. They're like, they have really good knockoff brands. I don't know who they partner with, because I know they're a German company. Maybe they still part with the American companies. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, you would know they're not, if I put them in a Fruit Loops bag, you would think they're Fruit Loops.
1998 Honey Nut Cheerios commercial. It's a little white girl. That's not the one I wanted.
Didn't sound like it.
1995. I wonder if it's this one. Oh, nobody can say no. Let's hear it.
DIY.
Hey, if you YouTube and your damn ads.
Yourself.
I don't know why you can't hear much.
Nobody can say no to Honey Nut, oh, Honey Nut Cheerios.
Dog, they had a whole song for it.
Real golden honey makes every oh so honey nut good.
Tasty nutty honey.
You can't resist the honey. With the golden honey, oh, you couldn't pass them by. Nobody can say no to a honey nut, oh, and a honey nut Cheerio.
Nobody can say no to a Honey Nut Cheerio. Dog, those are probably one of my favorite cereals. Huh?
All those kids are 200 plus now.
Hey, leave us alone.
Still hooked on the Cheerios.
You say 200 plus, like 200. Dog, I would kill to be 200 right now.
Yeah, but you're 7'3". That kid's probably 5'4".
Oh, yeah, you're right.
All right, I got two quickies. Covino sliding glass door. I got the same problem. My shit been like that for a year and a half.
Dog, we have a new subscriber, Scar Happy, on YouTube.
Right.
1 hour ago. So what up, Scar Happy? Hope you're joining us right now.
Yeah, be safe.
All right, I'm sorry. What'd you say?
My sliding glass door lock has been stuck, like the one Covino explained with Mike Realhung, Brother Lynch's brother.
Yeah.
Mine's been like that for a year and a half, but I got two sliding glass doors. So luckily I just been using the other one, but
I have my back door is like that, dog. I just hope that shit don't get stuck, because I don't want you guys to jinx me. Did you trade? Andrew Sims says, did you trade for them with Pepperidge Farms?
No, I wish. No, the people that I trade is Bimbo, at which they traded me some snacks the other day. I hadn't even seen these Bimbo snacks. They are fire. I don't even know where you pulled them out of his from. I've never seen them on a shelf, and I go to all the stores. But I trade Bimbo. I trade Red Bull. I trade Pete's.
Louis said we wake up to his daughter's cabinets of snacks gone. I'm sorry, dog. I have no self-control, and that's why I can't, like you guys. That's why I can't, dog.
Yeah, but you know what the trick is?
Before? You grub before?
No, I've been doing it for 3 years. So like you learn to get control. Like that's in the early stages.
Yeah. I never make it past. You know, I never make it past the early stages, because it's like once every like couple of months or something.
Right. Who get then grab, get then eat.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself.
When I get to Louis' house, dog, I just need to drop him like $40. Like, that's probably how much food.
Venmo before you show
that's
up.
how much cereal I'm going to eat, dog. Oh, fuck.
Last one.
What up?
And I'm going to get a little deep on this one.
All right.
Nicole was given an example. She was talking about kids and foster kids and just, this and that. And it led into the fires. And then she was talking about the fires, and she was like, but how do you grab everything? She's like, there are irreplaceable items, and you know that you'd be leaving them in a fire. And when she said that, I was like, isn't she lucky to be walking? Didn't she just get hit by a car while riding a bike?
Mm-hmm.
And you still feel that way? Like, again, it don't matter if you're a Jesus guy, an Allah guy, or you think this is the Matrix or whatever you think. Like, the only thing important out of that house that can't be replaced is Matt, your dog, and your kids. There might be some things you wish you had, but those are the irreplaceable items.
But, okay. If there's some things that you wish you had, aren't those...
I wish I had $10 million.
But, okay, but say it's not that. Say it's something like grandma's earrings. Or something.
And okay, why?
Because they were important to her. So, can you replace grandma's earrings?
You need to prioritize what's important to you. Because grandma's probably dead, and you can't take that when you die. So now you're making something more important to you. That's probably, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. You can do whatever you want, but if you're trying to get to that next level of life, that's what it is. If you're trying to be emotionally healthy and mature, and like, what do they say? You find Jesus. What do they call it in
enlightenment
in Buddhism? If you even want to be close to any of that, no matter who you pray to, you have to let go of grandma's earrings.
And I agree, because for me, like, if my house burned down, the only two things I'd want to make it out of my house are my daughter and my wife. Right? Everything else, I don't give a dog. We know I lost my dad. You lost your dad. I don't give a dog.
Maybe that's why we think like that.
I don't know if it's something that if it's something that he gave me on his deathbed.
Something.
You know what I'm saying?
You're onto something.
So if he gave me his mijo before you, right? And I took the cup out of his hand or whatever. I don't give a dog if it burns, right? I'm pretty sure my dad would want me and my family to be safe. Yeah, right. So I understand that, but
no, you stumbled on it. You've already proven the point.
But at the same time,
you've proven it.
Whether you like those things or not, the fact is they can't be replaced. Whether you give up or not, they still can't be replaced.
Let me give you something to think about. We talk about the white light and all the important, the life review, all the important memories. You think grandma's earrings are on the life review? You need to figure out what's important to you.
It doesn't matter, though. They can't be replaced. Isn't that the question at hand, though? Not if they're important to you or you.
There's a lot of things that can't be replaced.
But that's your question, is that you should only be worrying about your kid. And I agree. She should only be worrying about Matt and Latavius or whatever her kids' names are. And
Keenan and brothers.
I was close. Parker. I got one and you got one. So
no, brothers. Parker brothers.
And the brothers. That's right. Okay. Damn, you got them both. But so the thing is that even if she's like, oh man, like, I'm just glad my family's here. There is that can be replaced.
I can't replace the nut I busted last week.
Yeah,
okay?
but
at the same time, what does it matter?
It doesn't. But the question is that she's wrong by saying there's things there that can't be replaced. If it's her family.
Just trying to replace things is the point we're making. You shouldn't try to replace anything materialistic. It shouldn't have that big of a place in your soul.
And I agree.
That's the point. I don't think I have to replace that.
I don't have one physical thing that I give up about if it was to burn down or even somebody broke in and robbed me.
And I'm not a wolf ticket. And Columbo and Tip Dog and Augustina and the people I grew up with can vouch this. I've had at least 30 cars. I probably had 4 of them were showroom.
I think I saw you on Cribs one day.
Right. Beats, rim, all that. Ask Mito. He built them. The Mustang, the Monte Carlo, the Impala. Like, what do you need to know? The point is, I don't give a shit about any of that. I got a picture, and if that burns up, oh well. It'll live here. And guess what? Even if it lives here, it's still not making the life review.
I have a funny conversation for off the air.
Okay.
Pertaining to this conversation.
It made me sad. It made me sad for her when I heard her say that. I was like, what do you got to do? Take your legs out for you to get it? Like,
yeah.
You were in it. But you made the point, D. You uncovered it. You know what it is?
That's what I do, dog. I'm the point maker.
You and I are in a different space emotionally because we were forced to go through that at a young age. and bear a lot of the burden and almost, obviously you can't replace your dad. But with that being said, some of his responsibilities absolutely get passed to you.
Yeah.
And so there's a level of now you're the head of the household and you got to keep it together no matter how bad you're hurting on the inside. You know, you can't share all your true emotion. Like maybe you have a breakdown one time with someone you trust, but it's Rich has his mom and dad. Nicole has her mom and dad. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's the first step to seeing the big picture. Maybe it's devastation and loss.
Yeah, no, for sure. And the thing is that that's where I think people that do dwell on they lost, which I know it sucks. Yeah, it sucks. But if you're dwelling on something physical that you lost, and I'm not saying your entire house burns down, that's traumatizing. But if you're like, man, my class ring from high school was in there. Like, dog, you need to get some perspective.
In that class, they didn't even like you.
You need to get some perspective in life.
You had a 2.1 and barely graduated.
Hey, dog, I don't think you need to be putting my GPA out there online.
But no, I think that you figured it out though. I think that the more devastation and loss you've suffered earlier in life, that you emotionally start to understand the process of everything and figure out what's truly important and what's not. And unless it's been a parent or a child, like losing Uncle Tim is not the same as losing your kid or your parent.
Hey, if we hadn't been going for like almost 2 hours already, dog, I would have wanted to do something. But what I think would be cool, we need to sneak in between these, or maybe we could even do it next week. We'll see. What you and I talked about, it would be cool for us to do is to do like a watch party. Let's watch a Covino and Rich show, an episode.
Chime in.
And we have the ability, as the show is going on, to pause it. We don't even have to do a whole show, 2.5 hours. We could find something on their channel that's like 30 minutes long or something, or 20 minutes. Because
how are you going to do that during the day? You work those hours.
No, I'm saying, Doug, we could do it in the evening because I don't want to grab their Patreon that people are paying for.
I didn't know. Okay, perfect.
So
I didn't know what you're saying.
Yeah, we can just grab like a random clip from their show. On their YouTube that's public.
Let's do it next episode.
So I think that would be cool because it would be something where we could pause, get everybody's input as we're going and be like, hey, you know what? This person's foolish or this, or whatever. Or you know what? I always disagree with the hot ticket or whatever it's called. But this time I agree with this or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I think that's cool. So look for our next episode. We're going to try to do that. So yeah.
And let's push this wolf ticket agenda. Let's push wolf ticket.
The wolf ticket.
Hey, who's down to put it in the chat? I'll put it in the chat.
The wolf ticket.
Rich is selling wolf tickets again.
Yeah. So anyway, after show but later, it's your boy D. It's El Kukui. Do you have any parting words, Doug?
No. We appreciate I tell you every time. I don't really part words, but I do part cheeks.
And we do appreciate everybody that joined us live and chimed in and making time because all the people chiming in are diehard CNR listeners. So we know you have a lot of content just from them to be consuming. So the fact that you guys join us and live, we dig it. So appreciate it.
You give us content because you give us your opinion.
Exactly. So after show but later, it's your boys D. It's El Kukui. Where's my little spinning? There we go.
Got to go take himself an El Cacaca.
After show but later. Dog, I had to cut that out of the last episode where I'm like, I got to go. Dog, and I cut it out. It was only a minute and a half. Mine. Dog, it was a minute and a half.
El Kukui has to go take an El Cacaca.
Dog, it was a minute and a half between the time I ran out of this room and came back.
You a minute and a half?
Dog, I literally have the fucking...
I don't leave for 5-10 minutes if I have it.
I have the video because I was editing it last night.
I'm here to kick it for a minute.
And I was like, dog, I got to go. I'm going to shit my pants. And you were like, all right, go. So I ran off. From the time I ran, it was like at an hour, or no, it was like 40 minutes. And when I came back, it was like 41:32.
I'm confused. I know we're supposed to log off right now. But how did you go from I'm going to shit my pants to done in a minute and a half? Like, I wiped for a minute. Like, how are you back in? What?
I got to do, dog. I got a lot of things to do. Ask Luis, ask Ralph, all the people that know me that. I got a lot. I got a lot on my plate. You have to be a fast, or else that's precious time that you're wasting. So after show, but later, your boys D El Kakui. Again, we appreciate you guys. We will see you guys in the next episode. Later.